My childhood companion Avery Johnson's uncle Oscar committed suicide. Before his death, someone found hundreds of unsent love letters in his drawer. Each letter was addressed to me. So, in the second chance at life, when my mother asked if I wanted to marry my childhood friend Avery, I shook my head and resolutely chose to marry his uncle Oscar instead. I harbor a secret: I've been reborn. In my previous life, I chose to marry my childhood sweetheart Avery. However, after our marriage, Avery was frequently absent from home. Later, when I suffered severe bleeding during pregnancy, he abandoned me in my dangerous condition simply because his first love, Stella Locke, said, "The power's out at my place and I'm scared." He left without hesitation. In a tragic end, both my life and that of my unborn child were lost in one cruel stroke. After my death, Avery didn't shed a single tear. He even complained that my death had disrupted his travel plans with his first love. When I opened my eyes again, I returned to the day my mother asked me who I wanted to marry. One, Amanda Brown. Have you really thought this through? When Avery grew up together as true childhood sweetheart, are you sure you want to marry his uncle Oscar? Faced with my mother's repeated questioning, I consistently answered, yeah, I'm sure. All right, as long as you truly love him, your father and I will start arranging your wedding right away. My mother was even more eager than I was. That very day, she went to ask Oscar about his thoughts. After receiving his affirmative response, she rushed to the wedding planning company to book an outdoor venue. Shortly after booking the wedding venue, Avery called. His voice was full with impatience. Amanda, have you no shame? You initially forced our families to arrange our marriage, and now you've gone behind my back to book a wedding venue. Don't you have any dignity as a woman? Are you that desperate to get married? Amanda, you look so cheap right now. I honestly can't stand the sight of you. I pressed my lips tightly together, holding briefly before explaining, Avery, I never intended to marry you in this lifetime. The person I want to marry you, but he didn't give me a chance to finish, interrupting me with a cold laugh. Amanda, so you learned to play hard to get now. Why didn't I see through your true spaghetti intentions earlier? No matter how perfectly you plan this wedding, it won't change anything. I love Stella, and she's the only one I'll ever marry. My heart belongs completely to Stella. The way you're acting makes me sick. With that, he hung up, leaving me to swallow the explanation I wanted to give. Never mind. Soon enough, he discovered I wasn't planning to marry him at all. My family and the Johnson family were old friends with deep tie. Avery and I grew up together in the same compound, sharing every childhood moment as truly inseparable companion. After we came of age, our parents arranged our marriage, but in my previous life, he suddenly proposed canceling our engagement to marry someone else. I refused to agree, which led to a huge argument. Although I eventually married Avery as I wished, he rarely came home after our wedding. When I finally became pregnant, he moved in with Stella, and I barely saw him except during family gathering. Near my due date, the family elders forced me to return home. However, on the first night back, we had a fierce argument that caused me to hemorrhage. I was terrified and begged Avery to take me to the hospital, but one phone call from Stella was enough to make him leave. In the end, mother and child perished together. My poor baby never even had a chance to see this world. After my death, Avery didn't even attend my funeral, immediately taking Stella on vacation instead. My parent, heartbroken, ill and passed away shortly after. My family asset ultimately fell into Avery's hand while he and Stella grew old together, surrounded by children and grandchildren. In my previous life, marrying Avery led to the tragic end of losing both my family and my life. In this life, I absolutely cannot repeat that mistake. I must protect those who truly love me.